Welcome back.
Yay! All right, so welcome back. We're here with another Shine. This is actually Jason Lee, who you all know, and we've done one before.
Yeah.
And as many of you know, he's a tattoo artist and shop owner. We're here in the new shop, which is like, this is crazy off
Pretty
the
cool.
charts. It's very cool, very cool. You guys need to come and visit. I think what I like is the vibe.
Yeah, we tried to open it up and just allow more freedom for our clients to move through the shop. I felt the old studio, we'd outgrown it. You know, it's been 19 years, and we just hit a point to where I needed to offer more space to my guys for creative, just to have creative juices flowing better, and not be on top of each other so much, and then also to our clients to be able to move around and have a better experience and not just be forced to be on top of each other, especially with COVID. You know, with us just coming out of COVID, you know, it's like we're letting 4 people in at a time, and it's like 6-foot distances and all this stuff. And I'm like, I know how to fix this.
But too, don't you think getting a tattoo is a very intimate experience?
Oh, of course.
So I like kind of having that intimacy of not maybe having people on top of me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like each tattoo station, we've added actually like 15 square foot, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but whenever you're compiling a bunch of bodies in an area together, it really spread us out, and we added an extra artist. So our studio is twice as big as it was at the other studio with way more room. We kind of got rid of you having to wait in the waiting area and not be able to talk to your loved ones, so we put a half wall in. So, you know, your friends can sit on the other side of the half wall as long as we don't have it partitioned off in there.
They can't sit with you and hold your hand like I usually do.
No.
But I'm having pain with the tattoo.
We still like to keep.
No, I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I find that sometimes whenever people have too much of an opportunity to have empathy thrown at them, they over exaggerate their reaction to the tattoo.
I could see that.
So it's just like, you know, especially like a mom, you know, with a kid, and it was, Mommy,
Right.
you know?
Like I did when I got my first one, and I'm gonna get my second one here in a bit. But I will say, so I've got to ask you a few questions. You were at your other shop for 20 years.
Yeah.
So what is your sustainability? 20 years for a tattoo shop's pretty amazing.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, I think that it comes down to like just standing by your work and being good to your clients and always taking care of people and truly taking care of them. I'm not saying you're going to and not trying to sell that pitch or nothing like that. It's just like really truly standing by your clients and taking care of them. And you know, there's a couple other shops that have been around for a long time. I think, you know, Kevin Beer is still tattooing. He's been here for probably close to 25 years, I think, maybe. I know he's older than me, you know what I mean, as far as that. So he still holds the highest standard in my opinion. I love Kevin, and I've always enjoyed him. And as we're getting older, it's fun to know that me and him are pretty much the only one lingering from that generation in this area. You know, there's a few other guys that are still around that are old. I think like Mark Lehman, you know, he owns a shop across town, and he's he's right there behind us. You know what I mean? I think he's like the 3rd oldest tattoo guy in town. You know, as far
Which
as
is
like
good, because that's that community. Like you guys aren't competing against each other.
Not like
You're
we
here
used to. Like we used to back in the day. You know, back whenever I first started tattooing, then you had 2 tattoo artists in town to pick from, period. You know, you had me, or you had Kevin, and that was it. You know what I mean? And then when you started seeing all these younger kids coming in and starting to tattoo, and then you would watch your business diminish a little bit because they're the new hot thing. Even though people were kind of weird like that, they aren't always necessarily seeking out experience or seeking out the new better thing or this new exciting thing. You know, not necessarily better, but it's just exciting. So, I mean, the tattoo industry is huge now.
Well, it is. I mean, for you to have the foresight back then. I mean, I never thought I would get a tattoo. You know what my thing was with tattoos? I always felt like a tattoo was more permanent than marriage.
Yeah.
And I've gone through 2. So I was like, yeah. So then, you know, that's such a hard decision, but I think it's a wonderful way of expression.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also a permanent way to create individuality. I mean, granted, we all look different, we all have different opinions and everything like that, but in essence, we're the same vessel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all have arms, we all have legs, and you know, we all dress differently, but this is a way for us to dress up our tissue to look different forever. And I feel like people that get tattooed aren't scared of commitment. You know what I mean? Like people that.
So maybe that was my problem.
Yeah, we
that
broke
took
that
me
wall
so
down.
long.
Yeah, we broke that wall down.
Well, for me, it was meeting you. I don't think I would have been able to get a tattoo from anyone else. I'll be honest.
Yeah, we just had the right energy.
Yeah, and then I was just like, okay, I want to be part of your legacy. So I was
Yeah.
like, so I love saying I got a Jason Lee tattoo. Yeah, I love doing that.
You're silly.
I do.
I don't really
do.
perceive it like that, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm just a dude.
I do.
I'm just a dude that comes in and hangs out,
Yeah.
loves a tattoo, and hang out with people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't. It's kind of grown into more. That's grown into more of its own little thing than I really wrap my head around. You know, it's like I was kind of telling you, we got all these awards on the walls and stuff like that, but I don't ever like perceiving myself as being better than anybody else. That's kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? I like the idea that we set some standards and other people kind of have to follow suit and like, you know, quality and healthcare and things like that and cleanliness. You know, we definitely set some standards there and help move it forward. That's what New Age stands for.
Right.
You know, is the fact that it was time for a new era because it was like just dirty little
Yeah.
tattoo shops.
Different perspective.
Oh,
of
I mean,
what
I
it
can
was
remember
like.
guys that I worked with, like bloody gloves, reaching in and grabbing
Oh,
their inks and then like
yeah.
pulling them and then
Yeah.
like taking their gloves off and they broke down. Like, and I was just like, this ain't right. Something's got to change. And so,
Right.
I mean, it took a long time to set that in motion. I mean, I didn't realize how long change takes. It takes a long time.
Well, especially when you're dealing with policy,
Yeah.
government, those types of
Ugh.
things. But so I've got to ask you. So, what is the one tattoo that people will come in for that you're almost take that deep breath, like, man, I got to do this tattoo again? Like, is there one for you that you're like, oh,
I think it's the things that become repetitious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the things that become really super popular on social medias, and then you get people to bring in pictures of other people's tattoos. Instead of doing a little bit of research and investing a little bit more time, and like, say you want a pocket watch, which that's a really big one right now, like that capturing time, you know what I mean? And I think it's a beautiful thing. I love it. I think it's a cool concept. But don't bring me in a picture of somebody else's tattoo that you
Right.
want me to
Right.
replicate. Go find a cool pocket watch picture. That's what I'm gonna do anyway.
right?
You know what I mean? For
Is
me to
make
go-
your own artistic
yeah,
version.
like put some work into it. Like I think it's the people that I feel like just took the shortest road to get to that because they just want it versus people that took the time to research on it. I love doing those pieces because I know they're invested in that tattoo.
Is there ever a tattoo that somebody has brought you and they say they want, and you have to tell them, look, I know you want this now, but maybe this isn't a good idea.
Oh,
Have you ever said
absolutely.
no?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Have you really?
Oh, of course. Like the new phase right now, for some reason, these young kids are wanting to get their face tattooed, and I'm like, I appreciate the fact that you want to do this and it's popular, but I don't want to pay taxes so that you can survive the rest of your life.
Right.
Because what are you going to do for a job?
Right.
You're in the
Right.
Midwest. You're not in California. You're not somewhere where this is kind of is socially acceptable. And I get it. You're tearing down walls. You know, I mean, that's even coming from a guy that's got his throat tattooed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
But I do
But
this,
with
this
your
is my
right,
job.
right.
You know what I mean? And
So, what was your first tattoo?
God.
Your first-
Probably something stupid like a little party doll on my hand. You know what I mean? Like 14 years old with some India ink with all my buddies, and we're all out wrestling around.
What'd your mom say when you came home with that?
It wasn't that. I had like this little thing on my leg that I can remember being in my towel in the morning getting ready for school. You know what I mean? And she was sitting on the couch, and she looked up, and I just walked by, and there's just like a doorway between like, my bedroom and then that, so it was just a quick glimpse, and she was like, "That better not be real." That's what I remember her saying. I can still hear it resonating, and I was like, "What? That thing on your leg? I draw myself all the time, Mom." And she's saying,
Oh,
and I
that's
just went,
great.
you know what I mean?
And I love your mom. And I have to say, there's something that I've never asked you about, because you do a lot of tattooing and work for women, especially with breast cancer,
Yeah.
or just anyone with cancer scars. You try to
Well,
help
even
them,
scars in general. You know what I mean? Anything to try to kind of help rebound some of that self-image.
which I think is wonderful. And that was our first shine. We talked about what you do for breast cancer survivors. But I'll never forget, we did Broad Day 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And what people didn't know at the time is your mom had gotten diagnosed
Yeah,
with
so
breast cancer, and she had just had her surgery.
Yeah, so she actually got diagnosed after I've been doing this for almost 2 years, and I almost kind of think that somebody got me involved to be able to handle the load of my mom
I was going to
having
ask
cancer,
you about that.
I don't always buy into fate and things like that. I just think that things are just kind of circumstantial sometimes, but I don't know. It was a double-edged sword for me because one, I had all these women's stories
That you'd been a
and
part
their,
of.
and their hardships that they've dealt with, and I was like, is my mom gonna go through these terrible things? You know what I mean? Like, I had to put my big boy britches on, you know what I mean? It's like time to pull your boots up.
It was very emotional. I remember seeing you guys there, and I didn't know if you knew that I kind of knew, and because I had talked to your mom, and
it was tough, but it was also, you know, on the brighter side of that, it's like I knew the doctors I wanted to take care of them. You know what I mean? Like I had worked, I had seen reconstructions, and not trying to downplay anybody's abilities, but I just knew who I saw take care of my mom. You know what I mean? And I wanted Dr. Summer to be the woman to do my mom's reconstruction. I wanted Dr. Mai to be the one to do her, you know, her surgeries. And it was just based on so many positive experiences that I'd had from women and stories from them people. Because I knew they were going to take care of my mom, you know, and they were going to put her first. And that's why I sought them out. You know, I was like, yep, this is where you're going, this is what we're doing, this is how it's going to go. And my mom was already overwhelmed with the emotions of, you know, dealing with this. So I think that I hope that she appreciates that I kind of took the reins on it and helped really.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she did.
And I was the one like sitting and listening to everybody talk, and I can see her being overwhelmed, and I'm trying to retain all this information for her so that I can help her later in explaining it. And it was rough, man. That was, you know, which solidified me helping people even more. You know, to realize how incredibly tough it is for somebody to go through that. I mean, that was brutal. You know, because I'm like, even though I'm a big guy, that's my rock. You know what I mean? She is the foundation to this huge...
Mama Lee.
Yeah. She's everything to me.
Yeah.
You know, she's the woman that fought through everything, that in the face of adversity, won the battle and raised 2 kids and did it successfully. And, you know, I built a business based on the knowledges that she pushed my way. And my sister is extremely successful in Dallas, Texas, doing her thing. And she still smiles and laughs and comes and has a good time, and you know, always has at the party.
Yes, she does.
She is.
I will say she does.
She's fun. She doesn't know any strangers, man. She get right in the middle of everybody and just talk to everybody. She's
not unlike you.
She's way more ambitious than I am. Way more ambitious. I can easily talk to people, you know what I mean, depending on how much I've had to drink, and then I gotta kind of feel, I was like, okay, I'm amongst doctors. You should probably not cuss so much. You know, like, just dial it in, buddy.
That's okay.
Let's be professional.
We're good. We cuss too.
No, I know. I know, but you're always trying to, you know, set the standards.
No, I know. But you're very genuine, and that's one thing that I appreciate about you, and that's your energy.
Yeah.
Which and sometimes I can go without seeing you, and then I see you, and I'm just like, my heart is so full. I'm having a Jason Lee moment.
We get the best hugs, don't we? I love it.
Seriously, and I think that's what you provide to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's that sense of community that I think is what's helped you be sustainable too. So.
Yeah, you have to learn how. People are being very vulnerable in your chair, getting tattooed by you. They're allowing you to cause physical harm without any kind of anesthesia. They're requiring, and it's kind of like, you know, like barber or a beautician, you know, but the second they become vulnerable there, it's almost like all this stuff comes pouring out, you know what I mean, and you just start talking and you're working them through it and you're trying to, you know, bounce off each other. And
it's a lot. It's like therapy.
It is. It's pain therapy. You know?
It is.
Like I used to have a shirt that said that, pain therapy, you know, like, and then you leave and then you've accomplished not only like making your way through something that's physically painful and you've successfully come on the outside of that, but then you've also like maybe complained about your wife or your husband or your kids, and
you've purged
it. You've purged it, and you've got that out of your system. So the second you walk out that door, it's like, man, the world doesn't seem quite so.
I feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
You know, and move on. So, I mean, it's kind of weird to think of tattoos like that, but it always does that for me. Like I get tattooed, and then I'm like, man, I don't feel like these things that I was so stressed about are so heavy on me now. You know? And
you wonder too if that's the connection. We were talking about the pain and the pleasure. Everybody perceives that differently. Like pain is not pleasure to me. In fact,
it's not for me either.
Yeah,
I'm not into it.
And you have some people that are like, yeah, I just enjoy, you know, getting them. So for me, it's a reminder that I can tolerate the pain, but it's not pleasurable.
I'm the same way. I love having the tattoos. I love collecting them, but I can't honestly look back and think 5 seconds that I was like, I'm into this.
Yeah.
Ever. I'm always like into it the second I look in the mirror and it looks awesome. Or it's not sore after it heals, but everybody's like, oh man, it didn't even bother you anymore. No, they suck.
But there's new things you can do now to like numb it up and to help a little bit.
Yeah, we have Carry Numbskin, which is like a 10% lidocaine, which is like aggressive, and it works. It takes the edge off, and then we've got like glides now that we wipe on it that can make it numb a little bit.
Which is what I'm going to partake of today.
Oh, you are?
For a little bit, or no? Am I doing this raw?
You're doing this raw dog.
I'm doing this raw. All right, I'm gonna raw dog it.
It's an outline.
Yeah, I know. I can do this.
The numbing stuff we have, you have to put on an hour and a half.
Yeah,
it's like an Emlet cream.
Yeah, no, I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do it.
You got to saran wrap it. It's got to be sealed.
Yeah, we had to do this interview beforehand though because I didn't want to be like all teared up and like.
She doesn't get like that. I got pictures I can post on the internet.
Yeah.
I'll hit you guys up later.
I do cuss while I'm getting it though.
She does. Freaking A, man. I thought we were friends.
I know. I was like, you guys lied to me. This hurts.
I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, no.
Except for empathy.
All right. So if you guys want to come check out New Age Tattoo, what's your actual address?
1305 Wabash Avenue.
Okay.
We're kind of catty corner from Sonic.
Sonic. Yep.
Yeah, in the Grand Plaza West.
So just come out and check out the new shop.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new artists here. It's absolutely beautiful, and just what a great community. And I tell you, I remember I was at your wedding, and there was a picture of everybody who had gotten a tattoo together. And this picture, 50 people? Yeah. Maybe there's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
But the different socioeconomic status, the different ethnicities
Everything.
and genders, it was everything.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is a great community to be a part of.
It's amazing because it's a melting pot of everybody. And as long as you're a decent human being, you're welcome. Yeah, I mean, just don't bring your dirty, negative crap here.
No, we don't need any of that.
We don't need any of that. No, stay positive. I mean, I think it's easy to fall down that rabbit hole sometimes, especially over the last couple of years. What a rebound.
Yeah.
I mean,
you guys made it on the other side, though.
We did. It was a dark path, to travel. A lot of loneliness, because I'm not the type of person that likes to not be around people.
Same.
I feed off people, so for everybody to be just so skittish about even getting close or talking, and it's taken a while to get people out of that. We still have people come in and look like deer in the headlights. Like, they stop at the door and just wait for somebody to be like, come on, let's
You're okay.
go.
You're okay.
Over here, buddy. Over here.
Well, y'all come down if you're thinking about it. And I think what I love too is the diversity. The tattoo that I'm getting is actually my grandmother's handwriting. So I'm super excited. Jason was able to put this together for me in one of my Gigi's favorite sayings in her handwriting. So pictures to be posted soon.
Yes. That's kind of befitting that your segment's called Shine. Now I know the
Yeah. That's why I named it Shine.
Now I know the history.
Because she used to sing, "This little light of mine,
Shine.
I'm gonna let it shine." She would
That's
sing
a
that
great
to
song.
all of the grandkids. So that's.
Isn't that like from church?
Oh yeah. Big gospel.
Yeah, gospel.
Yeah. So.
It's been a while since I've been in church, but
That's all right. I may sing it while we're getting through it.
let her rip. Tell you
I love you. All right, y'all, come down and visit Jason, New Age Tattoo in the community.
Yes.
Oh, that's some funny shit.